Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to map up your PS4 controller to your Windows machine to use it on the Nestopia emulator, which is an NES emulator. Super simple to do. You can either go wired or wireless, and this works with the newer controllers where the LED comes through the touch bar, or the older ones where the LED is just at the back. Okay, for wired, you plug in a micro USB cable into your controller, the other end into your computer, all good to go. Any drivers to be installed, Windows will handle it automatically. And just want to say this video does not condone piracy. It is for educational purposes only. So for wireless, you just need Bluetooth. No proprietary dongle, is required, and it's wireless plug and play, I'd say. So go to search, go to your Bluetooth menu. You can either go to add Bluetooth or other device and click Bluetooth, or go to devices and printers and click add a device up here. This is the older school menu, and I will find if this doesn't work for whatever reason, the other menu is more likely to work. So go to add Bluetooth, we'll cancel a second, Bluetooth, put this into sharing mode? Pairing mode. And to do that, you press the share button and the PlayStation button the same time for about 3 to 5 seconds. Just a little extra tip: if you find it doesn't connect to your system, doesn't work properly, sometimes it just needs to be reset, and what you'll find, there's a little hole at the back. If you turn the controller around and look on the right side, which is on the back of the left side of the front controller, there's a little hole. If you put a little pin in there for a few seconds, it'll reset your controller. I've found that works when sometimes I'm having some issues, so that's an extra little tip for you guys. And what I find, I've seen people like put needles in there, try and put like a pencil in there. Honestly, just get a SIM card ejector. I'm sure you've got that from your phone. Plug that in there, because it's not very pointy, doesn't really damage it, and it's just the right size. That's what I always use. Okay, so to put into sync mode, again, share and PlayStation button, the LED will start flashing pretty fast, so let's do it. There we go. Go to Bluetooth, wireless controller. This will go solid. Boom. Done. And we'll minimize that. And now, as an extra step, I always like to type in game, go to setup USB game controllers, and if in here, we go to properties, and the joysticks and the buttons work, we're all good to go. Otherwise, just restart the process. And now, let's open up Nestopia. And I'll get the game ready as well. So to map the controller, if something pops up when you, so make sure you have Nestopia closed, because otherwise if you have it open, connect your controller, it may not work. You need it closed, and then you need to open it. Something pops up like a little window before, and after you've connected, it's saying something like that your joysticks change, and do you want to say okay, confirm? Just confirm that is fine. Go to options, input. You can choose any pad you want, a power glove, pad 1. I'll stick with the pad 1, and it's detected it right there. Okay, so you just double click that and press something. So if I press left, there we go. Press up, it's detecting it. Right, down. We can even do like analog stick movements, but for select I'll do option, but that means we can even have the D-pad mapped to the analog stick, which is fantastic. For A and B, I'll do A as X. Oh no, I'll do A as X, and I want B as not circle, but I want it as square. Okay, and that's it. You can configure the dead zone, but really that's really all you need to know. Click OK. Let's launch up a game. Let's see it working. So select should change the option on the menu. Start should select the option. And here we go. Just turn down the volume, but yeah, that's it. It's really that simple. We are all done now. Really, like playing these old school games does bring back memories. And it's just like, obviously, these are low powered consoles that they're emulating. The compatibility is great with a lot of these emulators. and they work really well. They have a lot of features like save states, being able to change the resolution. Well, I think the save states are some of my favorite things about emulators, because that's one of the most annoying things about games, especially older games. Oh, that was terrible. Where you didn't have the ability to save, like PC games. A lot of PC games, they've taken those features away and just put, checkpoints, because they're essentially console ports nowadays. They're made for console, and they're just a console port, whereas before they were like dedicated made for PC. Let's pause it. So yeah, that's it. It's my little rant about save states. If you have any questions, feel free to post in the Discord group. There's a Nestopia channel, and hopefully you have a good day, good weekend, and I'll see you soon. And let me know if there's any other sort of emulation videos that you want, and also let me know if you're enjoying the emulator videos. I want to do more emulator content, so let me know if you do prefer that side of the channel. Thanks, bye.